Compliance training. Does anyone like compliance training? Employees typically think it's a boring waste of time. L&D usually has to chase people down and waste administrative effort on something that has little to no business value, other than checking a box. Heck, in my experience, even the lawyers who make us do the compliance training don't like doing the compliance training. That said, we have to face reality. Compliance training isn't going away. So how can we improve the compliance training experience so that it doesn't negatively impact people's perspective on workplace learning and waste so much time and effort? First, we have to stop with all of these attempts to add flash and sizzle. Just adding extra interactivity or gamification to dry, dull content won't suddenly make employees excited to do it. Believe me, I've tried. Instead, we have to start by understanding the actual compliance requirement. Many compliance programs were started a long time ago, and a lot has changed since then, including how many options L&D has for delivering training. When the requirement was first established, the organization's mindset may have been that a course was the only available option. L&D has to engage stakeholders who really understand what the rule is, where the rule came from, and why the rule was established at all. In some cases, you may discover that the actual requirement from an external regulator is actually a lot less than what's required from your internal stakeholders, opening up a set of new options for how you can meet the actual requirement. In other cases, you may discover that the rule actually has some flexibility around how information is provided to employees. So that may allow you to break down content to smaller, more focused chunks as opposed to delivering a fire hose course. You may even discover that employees can just answer a few questions or read a job aid to meet the real compliance requirement. Approaching compliance from a continuous learning perspective can also help you find ways to go beyond checking the box. For example, microlearning can help you break down compliance topics to smaller, more targeted objects that can be experienced over a period of time rather than in one shot. You can also leverage reinforcement activities, such as daily questioning or coaching recommendations, to make sure the right information really sticks. After all, there has to be something inside of that big, bloated content that really matters. Otherwise, why is there a rule at all? Finally, there may be circumstances where you have to do things the same old, mundane ways. A regulator may require that employees do this exact course during a set amount of seat time. In those cases, L&D just has to be open and honest with its audience. Of course, do anything you can to make the experience easier to complete, and maybe consider adding reinforcement activities or performance support afterwards to make sure there is some value. But ultimately, help employees understand the why. Why are they being expected to complete training that they don't see as valuable? And thank them for their time and effort. In the end, improving some compliance training experiences may help people be a lot more understanding when there is just nothing you can do about certain regulatory requirements. I'm JD from Axonify. Thanks for watching.